All right. Should be live. Wait for a few people to jump in. It's good. No. Welcome in, everyone who's joining. Just gonna Discord and then we'll get into it. So looks like we got a debutante, Bailey Humphrey, which is nice, but not too great for SuperCoach. I forget what pick he was, but he's like 180 odd K, isn't he? So just see how he goes. See what role he gets, but I imagine it'd be probably a bit of a forward role. So I'll just go through my team, what I'm looking at. G'day, guys. Jono, Hoops House, HTC, and James. This week, I know I'm pulling the pin on Shrek. It hurts. He's much loved, but I just don't like Freo and their setup anymore. And I know the ruck contest got back last week to what we would, or more to what we would like, but I think just now, before sort of upgrade season starts, is the time for me to sort of jump on English, and then after this, I can sort of sit on some trades for a couple of weeks. Probably get Van Rooyen next week, which I imagine a lot will if he has a decent game. Problem here is, though, say Will Phillips gets named tonight in a few minutes, or even a Bytel maybe, but more Phillips because he's on the bubble. I won't be able to afford him. So, look, if you're doing something similar to this, like say you're downgrading a Callahan or something, if Phillips is named, I think you've, depending on what the team looks like, you've probably got to go it. Vern's, g'day, mate, and Trav. But I can't, right? So I'm pretty much locked into going Rouston unless someone else sort of comes from the clouds. But I'd probably go Rouston still anyway, provided he's named as well, because he's on the bubble. So doing that, I still got my 4 boosts, got 30 trades, and I'll just sort of sit on this for a while. Aim to loot Wilmot tonight if Constable's far away from the team, if he's not in the emergencies or anything. Otherwise, if he is, I'll probably just field Wilmot straight anyway. So that's how we're looking. VC will probably, be between English or Bont, whatever I'm feeling. I'm still undecided on that. And then obviously Clary on Sunday against West Coast should be pretty safe. So I'll answer a couple of questions before the teams come. Trav taught me out of Petreski. Said, honestly, yeah, I know with all these injuries, did he get moved to half back in that game on the weekend? Oh, look, honestly, I wasn't taking much notice of him. And then I checked and he had almost 30 touches or whatever and a good score. But, I wouldn't bother, to be honest. Like, you're probably not going to know where he's going to play unless I guess if he's named halfback, you could think about it. But I don't know. Where are you going from to go to him? Is that like a Warple down or something? I don't know if it's worth it. Just maybe wait a week on Warple, see if he can get his cash gen going again, or if not, probably just go down to a rookie. Sick of what's going on. Jono, thinking of Cogs to Oliver. I wouldn't do that, mate, to be honest. I know the money in the bank is nice, but I would have thought it's a wobble down. No, John, I wouldn't do that. Cog's going to be top 6 still. I know last week would have been very frustrating for owners, but like he's someone I'm looking to bring into my team pretty soon. Once the Sheasel can get sent to defence, he's probably one of my first sort of targets. So, I wouldn't be doing that, mate. Unfortunately, I just think without Clary, you're going to have to wait till like Setterfield hopefully makes 100 more K, and just hope for even a down game from Clary, like a flat 100, and he's going to drop in some price. So I think you just got to wait for that. Unfortunately, Will Day, Michael. I don't think he's top 6. Could he be top 8, which probably is still good for his price? Yes, but I'm probably still steering away there. I'm not like people doing Doc today just to get Clary or English in or something. I'm not over that. I don't like that at all. if it's a Ridley, maybe you could consider it because I just don't think Ridley. I think you're pretty similar to Ridley in scoring, but to be honest, Ridley probably still I'd have ahead of him for the year. So I just don't see like yes, you get the 100K. I just don't see the point in it. Cochin and Rewalt managed. Interesting. If that's true, I'll get the teams up in a sec. I'll start refreshing. Thoughts on Amadi? Now, there's a bit of a cult going in the Discord if you're in there about Amadi this week, and I can see it working. Like he is at a decent or cheap enough price, right? Where he's 20K more than Chandler. But if you didn't have Chandler, I'd still probably be going Chandler personally. Like a player like Amadi playing sort of forward ruck, but obviously mostly forward, can still drop a poor score and really stun his gen. Where I know his break even's really nice. Port this week, to be honest, at home probably is a good matchup because Port haven't been too good and their defense isn't too great. So, look, it's a bit of a risk, but you're sort of, it's a free swing kind of, if you worst to worst, he makes 50 to 80K or something and you just have to trade him out again and you lose a trade. So, yeah, you could go it. I'll start refreshing the teams, maybe see if they're out yet. Although the way we know this stuff to work, it's no, here we go. All right. So we sort of already know tonight. Nothing too major there. I guess see what Collingwood are doing in the ruck, but you're not really going to be picking McStay or Johnson or something. So nothing too major here. Probably everyone here owns Dunkley and Dacos. Would you VC Dunkley? Maybe, but to be honest, the Pies are soaking up a lot of SuperCoach points at the moment. So I'd probably not steer clear. You could still go it, but wouldn't be too keen. And then, yeah, there's not too much else. All right, Good Friday. We've got a few changes. There you go. Goda omitted. So, I was trading him anyway, but there we go. So that means Phillips has stayed in the team and Greenwood's gone. So I think if you can afford him, you go him. So if you just want to get rid of Warpool or Callahan, I think you do it. So that's where I'll be going. His job security still isn't great. Like I expect probably maybe Greenwood's a sub and it's probably all based on performance now. He's got to really perform to keep his spot in the team. So he's the best option now for sure this week on the bubble. So I would definitely be going him as your number one rookie if you're getting rid of Callahan or Goda like me. But unfortunately, I can't quite afford him. So and then Blues, nothing too major here. Any questions about this team? She's a VC. I guess if you have no one, like if you're not a Laird or a Clariona and you just want to go a VC before someone like a Bont, then it's not the worst shout. A bit of upside, I guess. Like he could have a massive game at some point, but I don't hate it. Probably be a lot of ball back there this week. It's not the worst. Any more questions? No, we'll go to the next game. Here we go. Pedler, we know he's suspended and Berry rested. I think he got subbed out with a calf of some sort and holding Eddie McHenry back. So, nothing major really on Adelaide's side. Only real thing, or big Dawson named at centre half forward. But, he'll probably be staying in the midfield, I'd say. Worked quite well last week. Freo haven't been too great in there. So, any Dawson owners, maybe as a chance for a big score on the weekend. His floor is obviously good in defence, but I don't mind him around the midfield or on the wing at times as well. We saw him, have a great score last week from only 18 touches, which is good because a lot of his touches become, very important forward of centre and can score quite well. Fremantle, so I think we already knew about. I didn't know about Freddie, but Chapman's injured for a while. A couple of ins, not too relevant. So, any Shrek holders, I wish you luck. I think he can go well against Rob, but it just sort of worries me going forward. He has Wits next week and hasn't gone well against him historically. And I just, not loving the Freo midfield at the moment. So, and Niblo, I answered that before. Yep, Phillips for sure ahead. Look, I'm still not loving his job security, but the fact he's playing this third game, full game, hopefully at least, if anyone was to go him, still a sub risk, I guess, getting subbed out. Yeah, for sure, with his break even and whatnot. I think you sort of have to go him, or if you can afford him, why wouldn't you go him? Has the scope to maybe make the most money. Rouston's sort of still limited. Low Tog himself. Perryman, I think, is listed at 3 to 4 weeks. So I think you go the break even for sure and go Phillips. And yeah, nothing too else to look at this team. So go the next couple of someone said, yep, Cochin and Rewalt managed, which is interesting. Morris dropped, which is stiff. But Sonzi in, Hopper and Dusty back. So yeah, bit going on there, but Hopper back is good. Toronto, pretty much all people care about. Tyler Young, people might ask about maybe. I think he might stay in the team for a bit, to be honest. I know Taron is back soon. Like if he gets probably through a VFL game this week, he's available. But I don't know. I think Tyler Young's been all right. Broad's still out for a bit. So it kind of probably just depends on what type of a forward line we come up against week to week. Like, yeah, it's probably still risky. He's probably right on the edge based on performance. And I guess if Tarrant's fit, they'll probably give him a go. But to be honest, I think Tarrant's pretty washed. So look, if you're desperate and you need a 102K, obviously he's the only one really. So you'd go him. And Dogs, no changes really. Just Garcia injured, who I think was he sub last week? I can't remember. Anyway, he scored negative points. He was terrible. So that's not too disappointing for them anyway. What else we got? Nothing about what would a Phillip or whole wobble. I mean, you can go to Phillips if you want. Travis, I mean, I'm giving him the week against the Cats, but yeah, nothing too special. All right, we'll go to the next game. I'll just refresh this just in case. Hold on, back to round 4. All right, Saints and the Gold Coast. Saints is going nice. Just a force change here with Webster. So it was a sub last week, Patton. So yeah, he just comes straight in. Vital, unfortunately, maybe he's sub. Just isn't a spot for him in the midfield. So there's nothing too crazy here going on in the Saints. I hope Kama keeps making some money. Anyone's got him. And then obviously Rowan. I'm not stressed about him. People want to trade him out already. Tough matchup this week in Wits, but he can maybe do some things around the ground. And then he's got Collingwood without a ruckman next week. So please don't be trading Rowan. That's my advice anyway. Bradley Humphrey debut, we know about that. And then a couple of outs. Farah, interestingly enough, and Flanders injured, we know. So I can't remember who was Sexton was. So yeah, Constable not anywhere near the emergency. So I'm happy to say you can use him as a loop if you want, which I will be with Wilmot and Cowan. So pretty safe to do that, I would have thought. Nothing else there. All right, the other night game. I'll answer some questions maybe towards the end. I'll just get through the teams. Sydney, nothing. That's pretty standard. Probably don't have anyone really that can come in anyway, so that's pretty standard. Bit of the axe swing at Port. So Darcy Byrne-Jones omitted. Okay. Lockie Jones, Fantasia injured. It's not too surprising. Bonner and Cleary. Okay, so a lot of changes here. Nothing really too relevant. Is any of these players coming in cheap? I think Williams has played before. I think Mead has also played before. What's Dylan Williams? Okay, so Williams is 123. Mead might be a little bit more, 260. I think McIntyre's played as well, hasn't he? So, that's how you spelled, is it? Yeah, I think he's played. So, yeah, okay. So, pretty just Dylan Williams, I guess. But keep an eye on him. Then a few of those in there. Okay, yeah, nothing too crazy here either with Port, really. SuperCoach wise as well. So, I guess we can move on. Essendon, okay. So, just extended benches here, obviously, for Sunday. Setterfield named on field, which is good. Guess if he was going to be out, they're going to give him all week anyway with that corky, but I suspect he plays. Not much else here. Parish people may be looking at as he drops in price a bit. I think he got an 80 last week. Ridley, yeah, I was never really keen on the pick of Ridley, to be honest. So, look, I think you can hold on to him for the time being and, you know, maybe grab a Stewart or a Sicily at some point soon. But, yeah, like I wouldn't be boosting to do any like sideways move like that. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to be too, you know, at the top of the line or anywhere near, to be honest. Maybe around the 8 to 10 mark. Nothing else here really. Anyone? No. And Giants. Okay, so Cadman. I mean, Cadman and Faye named on the extended bench doesn't obviously mean they're debuting yet. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. Nothing much else really with JWS really. So pretty boring teams so far. Okay, Eagles. Yep. Unfortunate. A lot of changes here. Pretty much, yeah. Every single one forced. So starting to look like last year already for the Eagles. Where's someone was asking about, okay, can't really tell. Named on the bench. Nothing really relevant here for the Eagles. I guess Cully's still too expensive. He's in the midfield, mid only. I think a lot of these guys have played before, so I don't think any of them are rookie priced. So nothing too major there from the Eagles. And the D's pretty keen to captain Clary on the weekend. Cozzy back. There's some people in the Discord wanting to go for Cozzy after he's 140. I guess he could go 140 again this week and sort of make it a bit easy to go and be, safe to make money, but I still wouldn't be going there probably. And yeah, Grundy's probably the other big one. So people really want to pick Grundy. I think he's the most traded in player. About 16,000, but I think English is not too far behind. But I'm not a big fan. Like, he's probably going to go really well this week, but it's just causing you more problems down the track. Like, you're going to have to trade another ruckman out in probably 4 to 6 weeks. Like, I guess they're going to be cautious with Max, so you might get closer to 6 weeks. But I think his scoring just goes back to being pretty average, 90 to 100, just after even this week, even with the full ruck time. I just don't know. You can go up, but the fact that you're going to have to trade him out again during like upgrade season and when we're going to be boosting week in, week out, it's just going to maybe, stunt you for an upgrade at some point in time. So I don't totally love it, but if you have no real logical way of getting up to an English or a Wits or something from DC, then I guess it's obviously the best option. Besides that, and then Chandler, a lot of people, will be fielding him this week, even though his name there, he should be a good option, hopefully. And then we've got the Easter Monday game. So Conning injured, and then just a few ins. Weddle, I mean, extended bench. I don't think he's going to be near the team. And then Stewart, I guess, keep an eye on whether he's going to be tagged or not, possibly by Finn McGuinness. Maybe Finn doesn't play. Who knows? Have to see. All right, and that's about it. I don't think I've missed any games that didn't load. I think that's it. So I'll just put my team back on the screen and I'll answer some questions. Anyone asking about George? George's just taking a week off. I haven't actually spoken to him much at all. He's just clearing the head, taking the week off. He'll be back next week for the podcast, or probably even a review of his team this week. So I'm not actually sure what trades he's doing for certain, but I'm sure it will tweet it out tomorrow or tonight. Setterfield, pretty sure he's going to play, mate, but obviously just keep an eye on that for tomorrow. I mean, they'd probably be laid out, I guess, if he wasn't going to. So just make sure your emergencies, all that set up properly. Danny boy, go United, all right. Bytel Phillips, Phillips now. I've already sort of said that. He's the one named and on the bubble, so I would go him. Don't love his job security, but I would still go him and see and just hope he can keep his spot. Pru named in the mids. I didn't notice that, but that's somewhat interesting, I guess. I think shout out to Sebi, the Saints fan. I think he said that he did play midfield the last quarter, and I was at the game of the weekend. I didn't really notice, but I think he got a few CBAs in the last quarter on the weekend. So, I mean, if you're tossing up a field option somewhere, maybe you could do it. But I'd probably still back in like McKenzie and Chandler and those type of guys ahead of him still. But you could definitely think about it. Ridley to Jelly is your only trade for the week. I mean, I guess if you got cash in the bank to do it in one, you could do that. And I'm not against that. Ridley, I don't see, as I said before, in the top of his line, and Jelly looks really good. Just obviously got to know the risks that come with Jelly. But Jack, Walpole to Phillips, McCray out to you to get Cambridge English. I still think McCray's an issue, so it's tough because I kind of think both those trades aren't bad, but I wouldn't boost either. You could do Warple to Phillips and just trade McRae and give him another week, but he's playing too much forward, and I guess you could see how he goes this week. Hopefully, he still scores well, and then if he's like heading towards forward DPP, just hold on to him for another week because that's only 2 weeks away. So that's a tough one. I think both aren't too bad because I think McRae's still an issue. But I'll probably, and Phillips looks like a good option. I'll probably still do McRae maybe to LDU and give Warple another week. Phillips, I'm not like super keen. Like I think he's the best rookie this week, but I'm not like going out to get him. Don't do this. Really, Yo to facilitate. Nah, there's got to be something else. I think, mate. Surely, to go Yo off 1 week. Who is he? I didn't even actually think he was named, but obviously he is. He's on extended bench. No, he's in the field. I wouldn't be going him 1 week. That guy's got to get through 2 games and name for the third before you go near him. That could just further cause him some problems. BCT back in, so that's a good thing for Ridley. As I said before, Traps. I mean, he's not certain. He has to play like 40% forward for the next 2 weeks. So there could be a week where it's 30, and then he's probably no chance. So you just have to wait and see. Who to pick you out of Phillips or Chandler? He's best 22 for this week. That's not certain down the line. I'd go Phillips. Just bank the 50. It's hard because I think Chandler's going to be good, but you've missed a boat. So that's a tough one. I'd just probably go Phillips. Warple to Phillips or McRae. Oh, you said that sort of before. Same one. Only way to English is Ridley today or Warple to Phillips. So I think it's Warple to Phillips for me there, even though I still think Ridley's a bit of an issue. I don't love getting Day, but my vote would be Warple to Phillips. You could think about Ridley today as well. Not in love with Day though, personally. So Phillips for that one as well. Wanganeen Malira. Do I trade him to Phillips this week or wait? Just go Phillips this week, mate, to be honest. I don't know what Malira's break even is, but he's not really looking like much of a pick. I've obviously gone through this, but Trav, that's not guaranteed. He has to get quite a lot of forward time. Who else we got? Tommy Boy. Jed Anderson, no. English upgrade Darcy or Darcy for me, mate. I think Marshall's going to be fine. He'll turn it around. Death Knight, should I trade Rat to Samson Ryan? I don't think it's too worth it. I mean, look, I think he's going to obviously he's playing. He's going to continue to play, but last week's score really killed him a bit. I would wait next week, assuming Madden's in your forward line. I'd probably go and wait for JVR next week. I spoke about this before. I think it's okay. Like, I think he's obviously playing this week. I think there's a chance he stays in. But Tarrant, obviously, I think plays a full VFL game this week, and then he's available. Whether or not they pick him, I'm not too sure. I think he's quite washed, to be honest. But they might just pick him out of experience. But I don't think Young's been too bad. So, look, there's not much else you got down back there. Well, there isn't anything really at that price. So if you need someone, I would take a swing. But I don't love it that much. It's okay. I wouldn't say he's locked, obviously, but I think he's a chance of playing some more games. A trade like this, Constable, I probably just wouldn't bother. I think just use Constable as a loop, unless you're like really struggling down back. You got like Chester, Constable, and that's your bench. Then maybe you could think about it, but I wouldn't like boost for it. I wouldn't just do it for the sake of doing it. There is a sneaky chance Constable comes back later in the year, and as I said, Young's job security isn't that good. Tom. Jackson Lee struggling this week. I can't go too long without Clary or English. It's a boat a lot of people are in. But the only way to get there is through someone like Doc and with a boost. Nah, I'm not doing this, Jackson. I'm not endorsing it. Unfortunately, I know it kind of sucks. If you can get to one of them with 2 trades like I am, I think that's fine, but I wouldn't be wasting a boost to do it. I'd save that for your upgrades, then just grab Clary, from like a Setterfield with another downgrade in a couple of weeks, and just hope for the best and that he doesn't go too big. But yeah, I wouldn't be like, especially if I've already used a boost or two, I wouldn't be using another one this week for something like that. So that's this week, Ralphie, to get rid of Setterfield. No, because I think it's 300k, so you must have quite a bit of cash in the bank. I think Setterfield's still got 100 or 100 plus k to make, so I wouldn't be doing that either personally. If he's out, I mean, that's an easy one. You probably just do it because it delays obviously his cash making ability another week. So maybe that's when you think about it, but no, I wouldn't do that otherwise. Going decam to English, short 7k. Chester to Van Rooyen a week or Warple down to Phillips instead. I wouldn't go early on Van Rooyen, so I'd probably do your Warple to Phillips move instead. Like Warple's got to come out with a bang and ton up, but there's too many mids rotating through there at the moment, which is sort of killing him. So, Day and Nash and that are ahead of him. So, yeah, yeah, I wouldn't do the Chesser move. I'd just keep Chesser for now as a loop and let Van Rooyen play his second game and get named for the third, because I still think, McDonald's there on the edge. Obviously, injuries can happen, so I wouldn't go early on him. I'd do the Warple move. So what was McRae's 1% off. No, I think he's a bit more. So yeah, probably hold him, as I said before, to whoever that was. And just see what his forward splits are this week. They got the Tigers on Saturday, so just see one more week, and then if it's like not possible, you can get rid of him. Whereas if it looks like it's a chance, then you just obviously keep. Okay, John here. So we've got Callahan to Rouston, Darcy to English, Dr. Oliver. The first two locked. Not sure on the third. I wouldn't boost for this, mate. I know it looks nice getting them all in at once, but I'd save a boost for where you're actually going up in premiums and do that in a few weeks. So I wouldn't do it this week. Getting one of those guys is good. I think it's fine doing that in two trades. I probably wouldn't. Like Doc's still going to be top 6, mate. So I'd do like me, I'd do the ruck move and just keep Doc. He could go massive this week as well against North. So I'd keep him. Just calm it down, Tommy, I think, mate. Ashley, use a boost or trade Bond to Oliver. Or use a boost to do it. Nah, brother. Nah. Don't do that. There's someone else talking. Worth getting Phillips for Chesser or save a trade. If that's probably like your only trade this week or something, you could think about it. It just depends on your trust factor in Phillips. Like he's right on the edge, really. Like he's basically 22nd man probably in the team this week. Greenwood's there. Was Tucker named actually? I didn't check that out. Is he in the team now? Yeah, so he's in the team now. Okay, so it's really just Greenwood, who's probably going to be sub, and obviously Goda's gone. So interesting. Just depends. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much going to be probably performance based. And to be honest, I think if Greenwood's a sub, Phillips is probably the one to get subbed out during the game, like in the third quarter. So obviously that's guessing. Not going to know, and there could be other, it could be an injury that gets subbed out first. But he's right on the edge. So look, Chess is a dead rookie anyway. So if you have a free trade and the money to do it, you definitely can. If I had to pick tonight, it would be Dunks, Jimmy. If I was to VC one of those, I think. Elite Spike. Who'd I trade? Callahan to. Yeah, Phillips, I think, mate, it's sort of the consensus for me anyway. I mean, I'm going Rouston only because I can't afford him. So I think if I could afford him, I would go Phillips. LDU or Jelly. It's a tough one. Look, LDU is only a calf cork, so I think he'd be fine. I'd probably go him. But Jelly's ceiling is massive as well, getting like 75% mid time at the moment. So look, they both come with a little bit of risk. I mean, LDU's more just the side he plays for. I think the calf probably wouldn't concern me, but Jelly obviously they're both, GWS already caused a lot of hurt and pain this year already. So I'd probably say LDU, mate. Philippou to Phillips or hold Philippou. There's a decent chance, I think, as someone said, he's named in the midfield this week. As much as team sheets don't mean a hell of a lot, but he did play midfield last week for the last quarter. So there's a chance that happens again, and yeah, named there isn't too bad. So I'd probably hold. Wouldn't do that trade. Surely, yeah, Scotty. Oh, mate, I'll cheer for you going Nank. I've got Nank in fantasy. I've got Nank in sports deck as well. So I think I'm 2.5 thousand in fantasy. Starting the Nank is a bit of fun because I don't take those too seriously, and he's gone well. I think he's only 5 total points behind English, the old pinhead we call him. But if I had the choice, I'd be going in SuperCoach this week. I'd be going English for sure. Troy, yeah, look, hoping so. Troy probably have the captaincy on him, provided the VC doesn't go too big. So, hoping so. James, would you boost to go Rat to Chandler, or is that too much for a ship that has set sail? I wouldn't boost for that, mate. No, I'd only get Chandler if it's just part of another move, like a Warple to Chandler to fund like a DC to English. Like I wouldn't be boosting for that, unfortunately. I know he's going to probably, he is going to make a hell of a lot more than Ratagalia, but the boost part of it doesn't sit well with me. I think they're going to be a lot more valuable in a few weeks' time. What to do with Goda? Well, I'm trading, mate. If you don't have Phillips, grab him maybe. That's probably the best bet, really. If you have to get a defense rookie, then Tyler Young's the only one, so it's a bit annoying. But if you have some DPP or he's in the mids, Goda, then yeah, get Phillips, I would say. J-Mac to Ollie. So McRae to Oliver or Darcy to English. So I'm doing... I mean, this is tough, but I'm still doing Darcy to English there. I'm pretty sure, and I'm waiting on McRae to see what he gets this week because he, as Trav and a few others been saying, could get forward status. So just wait and see. Yeah, agree with this, mate. Don't trade Doc. Ethan, wonder if this is the DAF. Is it worst boost you can get? Nah, it's definitely not DAF. To get Chandler, nah. I answered that before with the other guy. I wouldn't be boosting to do it. Unfortunately, you just got to wave goodbye. Warple, I mean, yeah, if you got the cash for sure, mate, get Nicky Boy in. And Warple's kind of looking like a sell at this point. I mean, he's getting one more week in my team, but I suspect he's probably gone next week no matter what. But obviously, fingers crossed, he goes all right this week against the Cats. So, yep. But that I'm totally fine with, mate. You got to get Dacos in. Probably go for another 10 or so minutes. So Charlie, JHF, and Warp. Okay, bit going on. Don't boost. I'll start with that. Just deal with Goda next week. Do you get Oliver or LDU here? I mean, you don't even really have to do any of these moves. Like, I know you've missed Chandler. You're getting Clary at 700k. JHF's role still all right. He's got a decent match. Oh, he's got the Swans, but that's tough. You could either not do anything and just hold those boys another week, or you could do them. I mean, I would probably go LDU. That 150k from Clary, that could be very handy in your next upgrade. But that's a tough one, mate, because I think you could do either both of those or neither, but I wouldn't be boosting. Look, I think it is if it's, say, a Warple down or, say, you still had Flanders for whatever reason, something like that, where it's just a one trade. But I wouldn't be spending, like, cash in the bank going up from, like a dead rookie or something. I mean, Ratagalia won't cost too much, so if that's just a one trade, you can do that. I would consider it for sure because, I mean, Chandler could go really big the next few weeks with these easy fixtures. But God, yeah, I mean, I got him after round one. I just saw that he was going to be good, and I'd be spewing like I probably should have, because I know George somehow avoided him as well. Just looks really good, and he's going to make a stack of cash. So I'd be, you've missed already so much, but he still could make quite a bit too. I mean, if you've got Bytel, I would just hold him. Like, I wouldn't sideways him to Phillips, I think. Like he probably will be sub, and it only takes an injury to another midfielder, and he's probably the next in. So I'd probably hold on to him. And if you're desperate for Phillips, find another rookie. Should have field Constable or Loophole. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, so if Wilmot scores well, mate, I'll flip that. Like I don't have to have it set now. You can do that if you want, but yeah, if I want to take Wilmot score, that's how it would look. Otherwise, Cowan obviously stays on. So yeah, but that's what I'll be doing. My top 3 favorite SuperCoach players of all time. What else? You got dinner yet, Tommy, or what? Are you cooking? Or well, Gary Ablett, obviously, just because you didn't have to think about captain every week. Trying to think anyone sort of left field besides like Ablett and Danger. Obvious answers. Someone that's done me well in a year is a bit of a pod. No one really comes to mind. Maybe like Doc a few years ago when he first came onto the scene. I think I got him for about 400k, and he went on to average like 115 or something. So maybe someone like that. Like those type of picks are the ones that do you well. Obviously, even Rowan in 2019, which is why I have a lot of confidence in him this year with solo ruck. He did that back then before Paddy Ryder came along, and I picked him up as well as a forward back then for like 400k, and he did like 115 as well for the back half of the year. Even captained him a couple of times, so probably those guys. Sebastian Bonner English, yeah. Look, I've got the same decision. Obviously keen on captaining Clary no matter what, so I probably will go Bont because English, yeah, like I could see him just getting a nice 120 and me taking it, and then Clary going absolutely bonkers. So I'll probably go Bont, where he just either scores hopefully 100 or he goes 160 and I'll take it. And hopefully there's no in between. But yeah, look, that's much of a muchness. Bit of guessing going on there, but Bont is super due. Obviously, he should have gone massive last week. So yeah, I'll probably go with Bont in the end. Who'd you go out of Van Rooyen or Rouston? I'll go the guy on the bubble, mate. I'd still give Van Rooyen another game, let him get picked for his third, and then jump on him then. So like, my plan will be from Radagalia next week. All going well. Niblo, yeah, look, I know, mate. It's hard. It makes no sense that I'm doing it after he just scored 130. But the fact that he didn't go like 150 plus at least last week just goes to show what it's going to be in tougher matchups for me. Like I just can't. I'm still going to be cheering the big fella on and want him to do well. You know, he's going to have really low ownerships. It's not going to affect me either, of course. In English, I think I looked at like top 1%. He's being traded in by about 20% almost, and 60% already own him. So he's going to have like 8 out of every 10 teams pretty much ahead of me are going to have English. And if he keeps going bonkers, I'm just not going to be able to catch up. And he's a good captaincy option most weeks. So, yeah, I know it sucks. I just can't trust Freo. I just don't like watching them this year. I don't know they got the win on the weekend, but they were pretty lucky, really. Tom Green to Menegola. Is this the Chris Fu? You're just a troll, Chris, mate. You're still going. Of course you do that trade. No, hell no. LDU Musket. There's no Musket, no, but he's an option if you're confident off the calf niggle that he's going to be fine. He's still obviously 550k, so you can grab him before he shoots up. George's going fine. Haven't spoken to him much this week, but he'll be fine. He'll recover. He'll be back. Well, I guess the round ends on Monday, so Monday night probably. All right, we'll do a few more guys, and I'll probably head off before the game. Callahan to Rouston, only another 3 weeks, or Phillips could get subbed. If you don't have to or want to get either of those two this week and wait for Van Rooyen, then you can, because, yeah, I'm not super confident in him, right? I've got Rouston, obviously. Phillips is named, but I've already been over it, and I don't totally trust how long he's going to be in the team for, but his break-even's quite nice. So at least you know he's going to get 3 quarters this week. If he proves himself, he's got a negative 52 break-even. Let's say, what have they got him projected at? Another 70. Well, they got him projected at 50. Like 50 is going to get him 46k, right? So if he goes even better than that, he's going to make quite a bit of money. Just got to hope he stays in the team, right? So I think he's clearly the best option now this week. It's just, yeah, you got to ask yourself what you really think. Like, I think it's really just Greenwood breathing down his neck now, and obviously Clarko opted to go with Greenwood to start the year, a bit more experience, but maybe he goes Phillips from now. It's going to be down to performance, really. So it's something I can't predict. I think he's looked okay when he's played. Obviously, he subbed in first week and played last week. But last week there was no LDU and Simpkin. This week they both come back. He's kind of one-dimensional. Can only really play that inside mid role. Does he get bad time on ground and then get subbed out? I don't know. I don't love it, but I think just due to break even and all that, he's clearly the best. So yeah, I'll end it there with all the Phillips questions for the rest that I can find. What's your thoughts on bringing in Marshall out for English and keeping Shrek? I've said that already, but I'm not loving trading out Marshall, mate. I think might be another average score this week or not, below expectations against Wits. But next week, let's just look at his fixture. Collingwood without a ruckman. Gets Carlton, who is an okay matchup. Like I think are they playing Pitnet this week again? I can't even remember. But Port, Lyset, North, Goldie, maybe Cherry's back, not sure. It's a fine matchup for him. So or fine run for him. Sorry. So I'm not trading Rowan, mate. I think he'll be fine. 100 fantasy last week. I think his kicking efficiency was terrible, so that's what sort of hurt him. But he'll get some big scores. Yeah, I didn't know what you said. Yeah, look, obviously it's team dependent for sure. Depends how many tall forwards they have and all that. So I'm not too sure. I mean, North, what have they got? Like they've got Larky, obviously. Comben at the moment, so like they're not subbing any of those guys. That may be Comben if he's going terribly, but Zerho's been playing a bit in the midfield as well, mind you. But no, I think they'll keep these tools because they're not really running three big tools. So yeah, I think Phillips could be the one, depending on performance, but we'll see. Couple more. I have to get Cameron up to English. Only ways trading Doc today or Hopper to Phillips. Yeah, no, wouldn't be trading Hopper. I wouldn't be trading either of those guys. They do both suck, as you've said. There's got to be something else, surely. But if I had to pick, it's tough. Doc, I think still top 6 easily defender for me, even though I traded him out last week, and obviously his last 2 scores haven't been great. But I think Doc today gives you something else to worry about or have to deal with down the line, whereas I think Hopper to Phillips. This is a terrible question to answer. I ain't gonna lie to you. I guess you could convince yourself that Hopper's, knee injury or whatever might hamper him and he might not go too great. But as we've said with Phillips, he's not certain either. So I don't love that too much at all. But I'll answer these couple of quick ones. Cameron English, Ridley Oliver. I wouldn't be. No, so I wouldn't do the Ridley to Oliver, mate. I wouldn't boost, and I'd do the Cameron to English and Callahan to Rowson or Phillips if you can afford. Shares on hand up forward. Do we worry? No, we do not, mate. And look, if he is, everyone's in the same boat anyway. If he plays forward, and then he'll obviously be a more priority traded at some point. But he's still got heaps of cash to make with the scores he's had so far. But I think he'll be playing backline. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. Good luck this week. Pretty much my decision, as I've said, is Bont or English VC for that. But pretty keen to obviously captain Clary. And yeah, that's about it. Give Warple another week, see how he goes. Not too confident that he's going to turn it around, but we'll see. It's more just, they're running too many mids through there now. Hoping to see Nash sort of out of the team or something, but I believe he's still in and around. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night when the full teams are named. But, Nash is named on ball. So is Will Day. So is Newcomb. It just sucks, but that's the way it is. So, good luck this week, guys. We'll catch you on the round review, which won't be obviously till Monday night probably. So, have a good one, guys. Cheers.